If there's anything I've learned in 25 years of truth-seeking, conspiracy research, and digging down rabbit holes, it is that nothing is what it seems. Your mind will never get it, and when you think you know and got it, it is a sign that the Matrix and Wetiko have you. It also depends on your level of consciousness, which determines what you see, intermixed with your preconceived ideas, unconscious biases, projections, and triggers. It also depends on what lens you use. Most people form opinions based on the very limited fast food information they get on the news and social media alone. Very few zoom out, considering the bigger picture of the psyche, how the collective and personal unconscious manifests through world events, let alone how their conditioning and shadow taint and unconsciously create their perceptions. Then there are spiritual forces, occult forces of good and evil, evolutionary forces, forces of nature, and impersonal karmic trajectories intersecting and working through humanity and acting on humans. None of it is perceptible to the mind, and it is beyond anyone's control. It requires a spiritual vision only accessible through spiritual organs of the higher mind. Above all is divine will, overseeing everything, truth, consciousness. In times like these, it is best to wait and see before making premature conclusions based on appearances. Engaging in the informational realm is fun. I enjoy it. It's like playing a game via positionality, meaning you take a particular position and express it. That's what the ego does, and we all do it. There's nothing wrong with that. I might add that having certain positions and acting on them is essential. You don't want to use these spiritual concepts to bypass spiritually and lie to yourself that you have transcended the ego or duality. People are often afraid of taking a position, so they sit on the fence immobilized and weak, hiding in neutrality. Even Krishna in the Gita told Arjuna on the battlefield to take a position and fight, even kill, when he was dealing with the moral dilemma of war. But here's the trick. It is about having a position without any attachment to it, acting without concern for defeat or success, and acting only in concentration on the divine. That's what Krishna taught Arjuna. It is the work and duty of the karma yogin, when you stop acting purely for personal and selfish reasons and desires, but for something bigger than you without attachment to the outcome, for that is in God's hands. I wouldn't claim to have fully attained this high level of consciousness and non-attachment, and so I still play the game as we all do. Let's take a look at Trump, for example. I love him purely for the triggering force he is, a powerful force and a much-needed evolutionary force for these times. The divine uses him as his instrument with all the distortions and imperfections, just like you have your imperfections and ignorance, as we all do. Like Krishna playing his flute, God is playing his song through you, uniquely expressed in your particular karmic setup, soul lessons, and mission. But you're also the battleground for other forces acting through you, for the war is through us, always has been. Yet, all there is are lessons in the context of the evolution of consciousness. Trump's natal chart, viewed from an evolutionary astrology perspective, gives profound insights into his role, especially in synastry with the US natal chart, his karmic lessons, and the powerful spiritual forces that guide and use him. My wife Laura has discussed his chart and the US Pluto return on several of our Cosmic Matrix podcasts over the years, and hitting the nail on the head in retrospect. Trump is inevitable for America's future. He's the embodiment of the Pluto return of the US, and it's beautiful to witness from a detached, higher perspective. Like Pluto, he's a force to reckon with. He has trickster energy all over him. He embodies the art of the deal like no one else, and he's already 10 steps ahead while people are still triggered and upset about his recent statements about Gaza, trying to make sense of it. My position on Trump has not changed over the past 8 years. I said it before. I'm neither in the Trump is the savior, nor Trump is a Zionist puppet, nor Trump is a Luciferian deceiver camp. And certainly not in the Trump is Hitler camp, or any other camp based on fixed black and white views and limited 3D tunnel vision. Something way bigger is happening, and I'm here for the ride while playing my part. Godspeed.